First tonight on News 3, a new program giving hands-on experience trying to diversify local fire departments. Plus, we'll head downtown to shake the lake as organizers prepare for the grand finale. And later, newly released video giving us a new look at that rampage outside Lambeau Field in December.
This is News 3 at 6.
Good evening. Madison College is trying something new today in hopes of encouraging more diversity among firefighters. It's showing people, especially women, what it's like on the job. New tonight, News 3's Madeline O'Neill explains how it works.
Keely, less than 10% of firefighters are women. That's according to the National Fire Protection Association. But today's a day-long training event is trying to bring that percentage up in the area.
Everything we do in the fire service is as a group, as a team.
This team,
Let's take them up the stairs now.
taking on firefighter drills may look a little different than what you'd expect.
It's really important to have diversity in any field.
You still got a good grip on this.
While nationally only about 7 in 100 firefighters are women.
You're doing good.
This group, including students and volunteer teachers,
Neil right here.
are all women.
So far, I'm really liking it. My favorite part is probably the mace.
Go ahead.
Challenges you on a whole nother level, getting through tiny spaces.
Good, Brianna, keep going. Some, including Brianna Crookton, are taking the steps to make this their career.
It's just a really good challenge.
While for others, like Jennifer Schwacke, whose fiance is a firefighter, this is their first time gearing up.
Different. It's a little bit heavy, sweating.
The goal is the same.
And then you're out.
To help women navigate a field where they're usually outnumbered.
A big part of it is just getting people involved and just letting them know what to expect and how to prepare for these positions and opening their eyes to something that maybe they didn't think about. The hose can get stuck at
MATC fire instructor Amanda Hornung says when it comes to firefighting, gender doesn't matter.
If you look at men and women, it's not just about strength, it's about, technique and working as part of a team.
Making everyone feel welcome on the team
Or just call me Jen.
is what it's all about.
Since I'm learning this experience, I actually want to go back to school and try to go for firefighting because it's about the lives, and you see all the women out here that do this hard work.
Madison College students can go for a fire protection technician associate degree and a fire service certification. Today's event on campus was free and lasted about 8 hours. Instructors hope to have similar activities in the future.
Excellent reporting. Thanks so much, Madeline. Well, happening right now downtown, the annual Shake the Lake Festival. Here is a live look from our Edgewater Skycam on Lake Mendota. The festival is on the other side of the Capitol there along John Nolan Drive. Now, this is the 4th year it's been held downtown. John Nolan is closed for the rest of the day today from Broome Street to Blair Street for the event, which includes sites like the Human Cannonball and acrobatic shows, in addition to the very popular fireworks display.
Yes, I love fireworks. I actually hear they are the best in Wisconsin. This is the best show to be at, so I'm pretty pumped for it.
The event zone is free to all community members. Gates have already opened for the Shake the Lake event. Fireworks start at 10. So can we expect this weather to hold out for the rest of the night? Here with the answer is meteorologist Dave Caulfield.
Keely, the weather has been so nice today that we just want it to last a few hours longer so we can get great firework weather outside. And I think that we will get some nice weather tonight as well. Visible cloud track showing things a little bit more cloudy compared to just a few hours ago. We do have a disturbance trying to come through for some of us and actually bringing some light rain close to Prairie du Chien, Platteville, and Dubuque, Iowa. But I think that rain will hold off in Madison for the fireworks. So that's at least some good news. A live look in Madison, we have had those clouds move in, but still some blue sky in the WISC-TV Skycam. Currently at 77 with partly sunny skies, calm wind with a dew point of 60. Temperatures are in the 70s for the most part. A few 80s showing up across southern Wisconsin this evening. Dew points in the 60s and 50s, so pretty comfortable outside. This evening, partly cloudy, mild and pleasant with temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s. We'll talk about some slight chances for showers and storms as we head into your Sunday in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Dave. Also downtown today, community members spoke out against the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Hundreds of people gathered on Library Mall before marching to the state capitol to have their voices heard about the family separations taking place.
It shouldn't happen to anybody, and it can't be happening right now, especially since we've progressed so much. It feels like we're taking so many steps backwards.
Protesters demanded that the government dismantle immigration and customs enforcement. According to the event organizers, there needs to be a mass movement to demand the release of the child detainees. A nationwide Families Belong Together protest is being organized for next Saturday. A fiery crash early this morning has left one person dead and sent another to the hospital. It happened at the intersection of John Nolan Drive and South Blair Street in downtown Madison. Officers say both cars were engulfed in flames when they arrived at around 3:30 a.m. Lanes were closed for about 5 hours. Now, the names of the people involved have not yet been released. Well, newly released video is giving us a new look at a car rampage in Lambeau Field at the parking lot in December. The video is from the Don Hudson Center across the street. It shows Che Vang and his white Pontiac Firebird driving through the parking lot when he smashes several times into a line of parked cars. Police say Vang was upset after being fired from a food service company and blamed his co-workers, who officers say he was chasing them down with his car. Police say a man tried to steal upwards of 50 pairs of shoes from Easttown Mall, leading to his arrest last night. Police say they were called at about 5 p.m. after a retail theft at Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, according to a blog from Police Chief Mike Koval, the 45-year-old man allegedly took items from Marshall's before he was arrested. Police say the stolen goods were worth nearly $1,800. Well, more than 70 people are now suing the catering company Del Monte after they say their vegetable trays made them sick. These trays, sold all over Wisconsin and Minnesota at Quick Trip gas stations, had vegetables tainted by cyclospora parasites commonly found in third world countries. Quick Trip pulled the products from its shelves and says it's complying with health officials and state investigators. The metal band Pantera has lost a drummer and founding member. Vinnie Paul passed away today at the age of 54. His passing was announced on the band's Facebook page. He helped form Pantera with his brother in the 1980s. Pantera's third album, Far Beyond Driven, debuted at #1 in 1994, and the band's music was nominated for Grammys in 1995 and 2001. Some good news today from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Fewer Americans are smoking more than ever before. The latest estimates from the CDC show about 14% of all U.S. adults smoke cigarettes. That's the lowest level recorded since tracking began in 1965. Researchers also found people living in large metropolitan areas smoke significantly less than people who live in rural areas. Still to come tonight, a beer shortage in Russia linked to the World Cup. And it's that time of year. Consumer Reports has a look at some of the best lawnmowers for your money when News 3 at 6 returns. Welcome back. As trade tensions between the world's two largest economies escalates, the U.S. agricultural industry is on high alert, considering that soybeans are America's leading agricultural export with over $21 billion in sales last year. Those farmers are on edge. A whopping 62% of U.S. soybean exports go to China, and now that Beijing has announced a 25% tariff, tensions are mounting. According to economists at Purdue University, the Chinese tariffs could slash total U.S. soybean production by 17%. Russia has seen a sharp increase in beer sales since the 2018 World Cup began several days ago. Beer is not very popular among the Russians compared with other types of drinks, and over the past decade, its sales have in fact fallen by 30%, mainly because of restrictions on sales and advertising. However, in the past few days, sales have shot up surprisingly fast thanks to the World Cup and rendered many local residents, stores, and brewers unprepared.
We sell in a day about 3,000 liters a day. That's about 6,000 cups of beer.
He says about 3 days ago, his restaurant ran out of beer altogether. He says he's surprised because he believed soccer fans would buy their traditional favorites, tequila or vodka. Well, if you're in the market for a new mower, you don't necessarily have to consider a gas one. Today's electric mowers have some extra room thanks to advances in lithium battery technology. Consumer Reports says some of them even give gas models a run for their money.
A simple push of a button and you're ready to go. Easy startup is just one of the reasons to consider an electric mower.
Electrics are relatively maintenance-free. Obviously, they don't have a gasoline engine, so they're much easier to start, and they're much quieter.
Consumer Reports tests electric mowers to see how well they mulch, bag, and discharge your grass clippings. They also test how well they handle.
Between a gas and electric mower, you're going to notice that electrics are much easier to push. They're lighter and they're easier to maneuver.
They even fold up for easy storage, but Consumer Reports says some are less effective at mowing than others. Although the lightweight of this Cobalt mower makes it easy to push, pull, and turn, it has some limitations. CR tests find it subpar at mulching, leaving clumps in its path. Clumps can cause the grass beneath to brown, so you may need to rake them. The Cobalt does not have a side discharge. This Black & Decker does a good job side charging and in mulching mode, leaving tiny bits behind to replace the nutrients in your lawn. But it really shines at bagging, collecting up to 25 pounds of clippings in its roomy bag. This Husqvarna also does a terrific job bagging. Another plus, the 40-volt lithium battery can power other tools in the Husqvarna line, like a leaf blower, string trimmer, and chainsaw. When it's time to clean up, one thing electric mowers don't have is a washout port for the clips that get stuck to the underside. They are light enough to flip on their side and clean out manually, but to prevent accidental starting, you should remove the batteries first. For WISC, this is Rose Schmidt.
CR says these battery-powered mowers are best for small suburban lots, that is lawns under 1/3 of an acre. The battery typically runs for about a half hour depending on the height and density of your grass. Well, stay with us. There is a lot more to come. Round 2 of the AmFam Championships highlights in sports, but before that, it's World Giraffe Day. How Madison is getting in on the celebration when we come back.
And it's been a beautiful Saturday. We'll tell you if that weather will last for the rest of the weekend. Stay with us.
Shake the Lake isn't the only reason to celebrate today. Henry Vilas Zoo has been observing the first World Giraffe Day as well. Families who came to the zoo were treated to up-close views of giraffes and other animals with giraffe-like adaptations in an effort to learn more about these threatened animals and how we can protect them.
Giraffe are disappearing at a really quick rate, and our job today is let people know, hey, giraffe are in trouble. They're amazing animals. They're one of everybody's favorite animal, and so we just want people to know that they're in trouble in the wild and help out.
Attendees were also invited to make food for the zoo's giraffes, Wally and Eddie. The zoo partnered with the Giraffe Conservation Foundation for the event and was accepting donations for the cause. And Dave is in with the weather. And David, it really has been beautiful for World Giraffe Day as well as Shake the Lake. Will it stay?
I hope so. I really do. I know a lot of people thought that the sunshine was a tall tale, just like the tall necks on giraffes.
See what you did
but
there.
Thank you. We did have a good amount of sunshine this morning and into the early afternoon. Check out this picture from Judy in Madison. Yeah, look at that sunshine. It looks really nice up there in the sky. If it could only stay that way. We had some clouds move in over the past couple of hours. We have a small disturbance in the mid-levels of the atmosphere that is bringing those clouds and some very, very light rain showers to portions of southwestern Wisconsin. I think that's where that rain is going to stay. And I'm talking, folks, a couple of drops of rain. That's it. It's really not going to impact our day or any outdoor plans as we zoom in on Doppler track. And future Doppler track for the next 3 hours has this staying south and west of Madison. So I don't think we need to worry about any interruptions to our firework weather and outdoor activities as we head into the next couple of hours. In Platteville, though, sometimes we see some blips on radar and it's not actually reaching the ground. So that actually may be what's happening right now. But there is that chance of seeing a couple of drops in southwestern Wisconsin. That's about it, though. Right now in Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam, not seeing too much. In fact, a little bit of blue sky. Not too much blue sky on this view right now in downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. The almanac so far today reached a high of 79. That is basically where we should be for this time of year. It's felt great outside. Hopefully you got a chance to get out and enjoy it. But if you're still heading out to Shake the Lake tonight, I think the weather will be fantastic. Temperatures will be falling through the 70s into the 60s. Dry forecast and pleasant temperatures. That is the most important thing, is that dry weather. Temperatures right now still in the 70s and a few 80s in Watoma, 77 in Camp Douglas and double 7s in Madison, 75 in Mineral Point. Dew points have come up a little bit, but still it feels pretty comfortable outside with readings in the 50s and 60s. And wind speed's not too bad as well. It was breezy yesterday, not as breezy today, with winds out of the north and west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. High temperature trend, yeah, we can see where summer is coming into the picture. Wednesday, Thursday into next weekend, highs will be close to 90 with heat index values in the low to mid 90s possible. Tonight, nothing like that. Partly cloudy and seasonable with temperatures in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a slight chance of showers and storms and temperatures near 80. A cold front will be near us tomorrow. That will help spark off maybe just a few light showers or maybe a thunderstorm, but I wouldn't cancel any plans over that, folks. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees for highs. Things are looking pretty pleasant as we head into Monday. We lose those rain chances for much of Monday, but then our next chance of seeing some pretty heavy downpours arrives very late on Monday into early Tuesday. So we'll have to watch that possibility of maybe seeing some stronger thunderstorms early on Tuesday morning and then for the rest of the day on Tuesday as well. Your 7-day forecast showing temperatures moving into the upper 80s and low 90s into next weekend with plenty of chances for showers and storms. That humidity comes up with heat index values in the low to mid 90s.
Well, a few familiar faces hitting the links at the American Family Insurance Championship. Hall of Famer and golfer Lee Trevino among them, and he's got some stories about some former Packers. Complete coverage from AmFam next in sports. Well, it's always a good thing when the in-state natives represent well in a home tournament. And Jerry Kelly, Steve Stricker, no exception to that rule. Stricker, the Edgerton native, in the lead coming into round 2 of the American Family Insurance Championship today. But first, Madison native Kelly on 17 here. Second shot, nails the birdie putt. To those boisterous cheers of supporters there, he loves it. 4 birdies for him today. Defending tournament champion Fred Couples on 18 sinks the par putt. He's among the top bunch as well. Stricker on 13 here. Check out this approach shot. He got a nice little spin on the ball. Almost gets in the hole as it rolls back there, but he did have some struggles on the greens today. 3 bogeys and 1 birdie for him on the day. So here's a look at the leaderboard. Stricker drops down to 14th place, shooting a 74 today. Jerry Kelly 1 stroke above him, tied for 6th. But Esteban Toledo soaring up 15 spots for the outright lead, but a very close competition throughout. Leaders tee off on the front 9 at 11 a.m. tomorrow at University Ridge. Meanwhile, a hot attraction today, the celebrity scramble of former Packers quarterback Brett Favre, 2-time U.S. Open champion Andy North, 5-time World Series champion and Yankee captain Derek Jeter, and Hall of Famer Lee Trevino. Favre and North paired up together, Jeter with Trevino there, showing off some of his putting skills. Now, Trevino was pretty awesome, telling stories to the crowds at every single hole along the way, and Favre, he says he thought his skills on the links were pretty good until today.
It's really humbling to play golf with these guys. You realize how bad you really are. But I think the competitive spirit that, Lee, for example, 79 years old, right, Lee? He wants to win, believe me. And he's going to tell you about it the whole time.
And Brett, all the old football players at Green Bay were my buddies. Paul Hornung, Max McGee, Jesse Whittington. I played with the great Mr. Lombardi. I mean, I've gone right down the line. I've partied with those boys.
I do not need to hear those stories. Anyways, Jesus Aguilar single-handedly provided all the offense for the Brewers last night. First, a solo homer to break up Jack Flaherty's no-hitter, and then the second one to win the game 2-1 for the Brewers. He did contribute again today in the form of a sacrifice fly, and then later here in the first, Brad Miller making his Brewers debut with an RBI single to score Lorenzo Cain, and the Brewers taking the 2-0 lead. Cardinals cut the deficit in half here. Yadier Molina with a solo shot to center field in the second inning. And then they did come back and more. Brewers losing 3-2 the final. World Cup update, defending champion Germany facing Sweden. Tour in Connecticut. James Hahn here on the 11. That 154-yard shot will be a hole-in-one. Hahn finished the day at 6 under. Paul Casey in the lead at the Travelers Championship. Always very impressive when you see these guys able to nail a hole-in-one, because some of us can't even play golf.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you there. Yeah. That is, unless it's mini golf, then I'll see any of you out on the course. 18 holes, 36 holes, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Marathon, we'll do it. Anyway, it was a bit of a hole-in-one forecast for much of today. If any rain does fall, it will be south and west of Madison, so good firework weather tonight.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you at 10.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.